Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, it's the recruiting episode. The football team recently put out their list of recruits for 2014-15. The women's hockey team attempts to stay in first place in the CHA against Syracuse. And we have updates for men's basketball in Loretto, PA, and men's hockey up in Niagara Falls. We'll be right back on Colonial Sports Center. Stay here. And welcome back. We're not in our normal spots. I'm feeling a little homesick. Are you?
This is a weird place.
It's a weird place. The lockers are here. That's all that matters. I'm John Fisher. That's Dante Vermates. The recruiting episode, tons of fun coming up. But before we get to our special guest, the men's basketball team finished up on Loretto, PA against St. Francis. They were victorious, 66-60. Carvel Anderson, once again, 28 points. Lucky Jones, 12 points, 8 boards, 10-1 in the Northeast Conference.
Yeah, still holding on to first place too, right?
That's right. They took care of first place. We'll see if the women's hockey team can do the same later. We have the highlights. We have a special guest, Cody Casper, defensive back, for the football team. Cody, thank you for coming back. We missed you, really, we did.
Hey, it's my pleasure, John.
We have all of the recruits. Well, we have 8 of the best ones and the other 7 that missed the cut. You're up first, my friend.
I think it's the creme de la creme. And Cody, we're going to start with the lineman, Mike Lamb. This guy is a big boy. From New York, he comes in 6'7" and 330, and that's some size that the line's going to need, replacing guys like A.J. Dalton, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, Dante. I mean, whenever you lose guys like A.J. Dalton and Vinny Mungaluzzo, you're definitely losing size and experience. With A.J. having 37 starts and with Vinny starting since he was a sophomore, we're definitely going to need some linemen to step up. And Mike here is definitely a guy who can fill in the role size-wise. Like you said, 6'7", 300 pounds, and he's still technically in high school. He still has 4 years to grow in college and to surprisingly and scaringly get bigger. And as you see here on the teleprompter, number 75 here, just when he gets his hands on people, I mean, he just drives them wherever he wants them to go. He's definitely a great recruit that we have picked up, and we're definitely happy to have him on our team.
I think the best way to sum him up is when I was watching his film, Big Boy, because he's the guy that stands out. And on that first play especially, he went all the way down. It was about 50 yards on the field, so he's got a motor. And he's a multi-sport athlete, too. He comes in winning letters in track and in basketball.
Yeah, it's funny, like we were talking about earlier with linemen nowadays, they're multi-sport, athletes, they're more athletic, and you see guys all the time that aren't just playing football, they're playing basketball, they're getting involved in track. You even see a few in baseball sometimes, just as a grand slam hitter, but they're still participating in other sports. And, Mike's definitely one of those guys that can be a multi-sport athlete and more well-rounded athlete.
Now let's move from the men in the trenches to more of the skill players. Kyle Buss, who you knew, went to the Milford Academy, one of the best prep players in the nation, according to Scout.com, number 29 ranked. This kid, he's an athlete, and that's what you guys need. Losing Dante Jeter, who was maybe one of the best receivers that RMU has had in quite some time, he can fill in the spot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kyle was definitely a great pickup from Milford. One thing we can always count on from Milford is pumping out great athletes, and Kyle definitely fits the exception there. He is on campus right now working out with the football team. Right now we're just in our lifting and our 6 a.m. workouts right now. But he's definitely fast, and that's one thing that either you have or you don't have in this game is speed, and Kyle definitely has the speed to make an impact in this game. He's a good kid. I'm definitely excited to see him on the field come spring ball, especially with me being a defensive back. We'll see how good he really is. But we're definitely glad to have him on our football team.
He was named first team All-Purpose Player of the Year in New York in high school. And he can not just catch, but he can run the ball too. And you saw the first play on his highlight reel as a running back, so he can do both. Another dual threat.
Yeah, it's the thing, especially with the offense that we're bringing in now with our new head coach, John Banzak. It's definitely not your old style of like smash mouth football. It's more of a kind of spread them out and get your athletes the ball. And Kyle is definitely one of those athletes where we can put him at running back, receiver, even on the special teams as a kick return, punt return. With our athletes that we're bringing, we can put them anywhere on the field, and we just want to give them the ball.
What's interesting about this recruiting class is there's so much, as you said, there's so much speed coming in. And one of the guys I'm looking forward to watching is Ben Line. This guy comes in with an incredible lineage. He has older brother Zach Line, who plays for the Minnesota Vikings, and then he has Prescott, plays for SMU, the Mustangs, and this is a lineage that's going to be very impressive to watch coming forward.
Definitely, you can, when reading about Ben, I could definitely tell the first thing that came to my mind was him and his two brothers. I guess you can call them the Smash Brothers, because they're all fullbacks and they definitely love hitting people. And especially for Ben here, he's not blocked for just one, but 2 1,000-yard rushers in his high school career. And when you watch his highlight tape here, not only can he block, he can run the ball too. He's got some moves of his own.
And coming in, you can see, coming from Oxford High School, he knows how to win. That's the number 6 high school in Minnesota, an all-state wrestler. He currently ranks number 4th in the state of Michigan. I don't think you can ask for much more out of a running back right now.
No, you definitely can't. I mean, with a running back and fullback as talented as Ben, with him coming from a school in Michigan like that, who is known for winning, it's just going to lead to more positives with our football team, bringing guys in who know how to win and to change his culture around into a winning tradition.
Now, more athletes are definitely coming into this campus and losing a lot of skill players. Deontay Howard, and we already talked about Dante Jeter. Zach Walker plans to major in mechanical engineering, so he's a very smart kid. Amassed over 2,500 all-purpose yards in his career with 25 touchdowns. He can do the punt return, kick return game, receiver, running back. He can do everything, and I think having that is more flexibility in that new offense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have an athlete who can literally do everything you ask him to do, it as a coach and also as a player, offense or defensive side of the ball, it kind of takes off the stress. This kid is capable of breaking away a huge play at any moment of the game from anywhere on the field. And a guy like Walker is definitely another asset to our team.
And another guy from Michigan, he was on the All-Star team, earned conference honors. He had 5 interceptions, so he was a two-way player. He also played basketball and ran track for Forest Hill Central.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the kid can do it all. I mean, he's, the definition of an athlete. It doesn't matter what sport or, what position he plays in that particular sport. He's going to excel at it. And like I said earlier, having kids like him and busts on offense is just going to pay dividends in the long run.
I think keeping going with the trend of skill players, Austin Brown, a little different. It seems like we talked before the show, the need for the fullback starting to go away. This is a guy you want to have on your team, coming from Brother Rice High School. If you don't know that school, it's in Michigan. 3-time state champion. You have a guy coming in that has a winning reputation, knows how to win. That's probably going to play huge dividends down the road.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I said earlier, guys who are known for winning, those are the guys you want on your team because they know what it takes to win. They know the hard work that needs to be done to win, whether it's in the weight room, on the field, in the film room. We need guys like that. With the guys we already have on this football team who are hard workers and who have had winning experiences before. But I feel bringing in all these recruits on the winning edge will be a huge positive for this upcoming season and for the future of Robert Morris.
The next man we're going to look at is a local kid, Drew Allen, cornerback for Newcastle High School, made 37 starts, 37 tackles, 3 interceptions, secured 17 catches for 317 yards. So he was also a two-way starter at your position. What are you going to look at for Drew Allen? And we'll look at his highlight film here in just a little bit. He has a lot of speed. He looks like Richard Sherman. And no, I'm not using that comparison. He's going to be the next Richard Sherman. He just has that prototypical build.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can never have enough cornerbacks, I feel. Especially with our team this year, that is something we are running a little short of, is the defensive back position. We've lost some good athletes last year, like a DJ Myers, like an Eric Lowry, a Malik Johnson, guys like that who have, had a lot of playing experience at Robert Morris. And I feel, coming in the spring ball, I feel we have around 8 or 9 guys as a defensive back group total. So bringing in, a cornerback, like this recruit here, especially for the athleticism that he brings to the table, like you mentioned earlier. I mean, this kid, it doesn't matter. I mean, we put him at corner or safety, or even put him in at the nickel back. I mean, Drew is definitely going to help out our defense. And like you said, a Richard Sherman type, for a corner, 6'2" is huge. And we all know what Sherman can do with his stature and ball skills. And I feel, Drew can be a player like that if he wants to be. It depends on how bad he wants it.
Now, we've been focusing so much on teams in the north. Let's go a little bit south to a place a little warmer. Gerard Ferguson from Boca Raton. This is, in Florida, it's a huge hotbed for football, and this guy's going to come in with a big resume, multiple major all-star games, including the Florida-Georgia game, where you see some of the best recruits play.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, definitely, the players that we've brought in to our football program down south have definitely been huge for our program. Just to name a few, you know, Miles Russ, you know, came from Florida, you know, the all-time leading rusher in Robert Moore's history. You know, so Antoine Eddy, who's, you know, a corner right now, a 3-year starter, going into his senior year, you know, from Florida. So I feel all these guys from that Florida, Georgia area have been huge for the Robert Morris football program, and I feel this recruit right here will just pick up where these other guys have left off and will, you know, produce a lot early.
And just watching his film, it shows nasty. He's 1-2 moves, and he's just in there, and that's going to play big on this Colonials defense, which I think is going to look very good this upcoming season.
Yeah, I feel our defense will be, especially with bringing the recruits we have now with a lot of size and stature, especially with Gerard, you see here, he's you know, 6'3", 195. The weight doesn't concern me a lot because we'll definitely put the weight on him here over the summer and in fall camp. Like I said, a linebacker that's 6'3", you know, and like I said, when you look at his achievements, you know, 86 tackles, 9 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. The guy is definitely a tackling machine, and that's something that Robert Morris has had the last few years. Has had tackling and, you know, outstanding tackling linebackers like a Mike Cook, a Kyle Cooper, and even as far back as Alex DeMichael back in 2010. So I feel Gerard can definitely fit that realm of outstanding tackling linebackers.
Now this is and this is our last recruit that we're going to highlight, my favorite, Ramesis Owens. The kid is a tank, and I see your reaction. 1,223 yards, 14 touchdowns just last year. He's also a receiving threat for the Raiders in high school. This kid can do everything, and he can run you over. He runs a 4.4 40. He can run by you, too.
And the best part you left out was he is from Ohio. So he definitely is an Ohio boy. You know, just repping out my state out there. But absolutely, I mean, Ramses is, you know, an all-purpose running back. Like you said, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball, he can even block. But especially what impresses me about this kid, for as big as he is, you know, 6'2", but with his size, he's fast. I mean, when you look at the TV screen here, he's got that breakaway speed for a big guy. Not too many big guys have that kind of breakaway speed, and I feel that's something that Robert Morris has kind of missed the last few years. We've had you know, some size at running back, but we really haven't had that breakaway speed. And when you see here with Ramses, he has a speed, but you know, if he's one-on-one with somebody, he's definitely going to win that battle because he will just run you over.
Dante, I saw your face. You're like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to be literally a beast. And we're running out of time, but let's look at who else didn't make the cut, the final list of recruits. Who stands out to you real quick?
Well, definitely, you know, looking at the whole recruiting list, I feel all 15 guys have really stand out. Like I said, they're all big in size. If I was really to pick out one guy in particular, it would definitely be Cameron Sutherland. And also Gennaro Trevedo, both safeties. I believe they're both from the New York area. Big safeties. They're both 6'2", 6'3", you know, around 205, 210. Like I said earlier, definitely will help out the DP position because I know we're a little low in numbers, but it will definitely help out our group coming into fall camp. But overall, I'm excited about this group. It's definitely a great group of guys, a bunch of winners and a lot of hard workers, it seems like. So I'm definitely excited, not just for spring ball, but definitely excited for this fall camp.
And we're excited too. Cody, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Coming up next, we're going to find out if women's hockey was able to remain #1 in the CHA. And we also have men's hockey results up from Niagara Falls. Dante will bring that to you coming up next on Colonial Sports Center. Stay tuned.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, you lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to DC to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, get a job. And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, how can we change this? And I said, sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world. My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. An update. Men's hockey falls at Niagara 5-3 as Niagara goes for 3 unanswered in the third period. So the Colonials, after a 9-game unbeaten streak, fall 5-3. They'll play again on Saturday. An odd Thursday night game, though. Interesting.
Yeah,
huh?
it's usually men's basketball, but oh well.
Yeah, moving on, switching from the gridiron to the hardwood, the men's basketball team was looking to hold on to first place in the NEC as they traveled to Brooklyn Heights to take on the Terriers of St. Francis Brooklyn. The Colonials started on a 13-4 run and never looked back as Lucky Jones led the charge as he tallied 18 points as the Colonials won 72-50, sweeping the season series versus the Terriers for the first time since the turn of the century, and also in the victory clinched a spot in the NEC tournament.
By the way, props to our floor directors, Jade Bellis and Eddie Sheehy, for getting us back into these spots so quickly. And normally, when women's basketball games, they aren't very high in scoring. This is why major markets deny its existence, kind of like Seattle did. Sorry, Seattle. However, Colonial basketball may have changed the trend with their battle against St. Francis Brooklyn. Watch and learn, NBA, especially LeBron. He only scored like 34 per game. It's ridiculous.
LeBron, the Heat.
It is ridiculous. I
like the pink.
I do love the pink. Stam Lamprey to Spanu. She'll start off the scoring 8-2. Robert Morris early on. Then Miss Coughlin will hand it back off to Simpson for the give and go for the 3. 10-9 Robert Morris. Jasmine Robinson will steal and will lay it up, cutting the lead to 4. 23-19. This is a very good game. A lot of great passing, and boy, could they shoot. I'm not going to give away the final score just yet. Rebecca Nevada to Artemis Spanu. She's like the Oscar Robertson of RMU basketball. Is that fair to say?
I like the Robertson shot.
Yeah, not bad. Stam Lamprey hook shot at the buzzer. 38-38 all at the half. We're not even a fourth, well, we are a fourth done if you get my drift. Jamie Vinay, 3-ball, 41-38 St. Francis. Then Sarah Benedetti for 3. RMU did take the lead. They were up 4 at that point. Ashley Ravelli with 16 seconds to go for Stam Lamprey. When in doubt, Spanu up. 69-69 at the end of the second half. First overtime with 25 seconds left. Spanu, hook shot and 1. It's 80-79. Benedetti fakes out Spanu. 3-ball is good. 82-80 St. Francis with 17 seconds to go. 4 seconds left. Janae Brown, 2 seconds 1 with a floater at the buzzer. That will bring it to the second overtime. Drama ensuing at the School Center last Saturday. Artemis Spanu will take the pass with the layup and good. Up 2, and then you have Stam Lamprey hit 2 free throws to finish it. 101-95 is your final score. And let's move on from Saturday to Monday. Salvascalia must have told the women's team something before the weekend. 101 points were scored on Saturday, and then Sacred Heart pioneered through the campus of Moon. 90 points later, yes, 90. Robert Morris won their second game in a row after their tragic loss to Wagner last weekend. Spanu did it again with over 30 points and did it all with a smile. Dante, I beg you, read the next story with a smile.
For the third time this season, senior forward Artemis Spanu was named the Choice Hotels Northeast Conference Player of the Week for her performance in the double overtime thriller versus St. Francis Brooklyn and against Sacred Heart. Against the Terriers, she set 3 school records for points with 39, along with free throws made and free throws attempted, going 19 of 23 from the charity line. In terms of academics, she shot a solid B average. It's pretty impressive.
A solid B average?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such a thing. B's do degrees, you know. Do you know how to tame a tiger?
No.
Either grow up with them or keep one as a pet like Mike Tyson. Whatever the case may be, the RIT Tigers came to the 84 Lumber Arena Friday and put up a feisty fight. Cody Wido's game-tying goal with 3 minutes to go saved the unbeaten streak for now, which is now at 8 games. That wasn't the only action last weekend. Apparently, RIT didn't get the memo.
The two teams returned to the ice looking to continue their unbeaten. The Colonials looking rather to continue their unbeaten streak. Ben Lynch got the scoring started for the Tigers, and that was it. As the Colonials got 5. Yes, that's 5 unanswered goals. Scott Jacqueline would tally twice, while Zach Lynch had a 4-point night with a goal and 3 assists. While goaltender Terry Schaefer turned away 25 shots to help secure a 5-1 victory and set a new Colonials unbeaten streak with 9 that was snapped tonight against Niagara.
Big E needs 5.
Yeah. After a difficult start to the season, sophomore goaltender Terry Schaefer has turned it around in RMU net. The goaltender was named the Travel USA Goaltender of the Week for the 2nd week in a row, along with being named the Travel Team Player of the Week for his performance against RIT. The Penfield, New York native put up a 1.44 goals against average and a .957 save percentage, which included a 40 save performance on Friday versus RIT.
I'm comfy, aren't you? It's wonderful. Hey, we get a fist bump for that one. That was amazing. Coming up next, women's hockey taking on Syracuse, 2 games at home. Could they secure the first rank, number 1? What am I trying to say? They're trying to stay first in the CHA is what I'm trying to get at.
Also, our first softball read. They played 4 games in a surprise location. You'll find out next on Colonial Sports Center.
It was in a dome.
It wasn't a dome.
Of course, I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Romo, have you downloaded the app?
Roma, have you seen this app?
Hey, have you seen the app yet? No? All right, put it down. I'll show you what you can do. All you have to do is install it, and it'll open up for you. My favorite part of it is the police blotter. Check this out. When you click into it, you're going to go right to the top left, and as soon as you click on it, everything will be there that you need, so you can stay safe.
Download the RMU Century Media app on the App Store. Romo likes it, and so will you.
Only if Romo does. This is the year for women's sports at RMU. Field hockey almost won the MAAC title. Artemis Spinu and co are blazing the hardwood. Then, women's hockey is setting records left and right, up and down. Syracuse rolled to the island last Friday for Skate for the Cure weekend.
Skate for the Cure. They had pink laces and pink tape. It was pretty.
Pink's my second favorite color to lavender.
Isn't that the same? Isn't that the same thing?
Fun fact, no, it's totally different. Rebecca Benthia Imbrogno, she's going to mishandle it, and unable to get a shot up. Jessica Drinkwater was phenomenal in both games.
Is she drinking a glass of water or a bottle?
She can't drink water and tell jokes. I don't know. Katie Fergus with a power play goal. I was thinking of what's it called? Brittany Howard with the backhand. 2-0 Robert Morris. I'll figure it out by the end of the highlight. Jessica Dodge with a great save on Danielle Leslie. Over to the second period.
In front, a backhander good save from Dodge.
Scarf.
Scramble for it. And
Pia Santini will start the scoring off.
They
Bang,
score.
bang. 2-1 Robert Morris. Caitlin Roach with the shot in the slot. Saved by Dodds. Which he was a freshman, by the way. And he lost how many games? Like 2? Like 2 or 3. Scarf with another shot. Pia Santini will score the second goal. So it's Pia Santini 2, Robert Morris 2. With about 7:45 to go in the second period. Richards to Brittany Howard with the score. Who was that? I don't know that one. 3-2. That was another power play goal for Robert Morris. Brittany Howard with the shot, drink water while not drinking some water like some certain co-anchors like to do.
I like drinking water.
That's with me.
It keeps you alive.
Third period, thank you, Mr. Scientist. St. Germain, the pass to Kara Johnson, off the post. Not what they needed. Pia Santini, shoulder shot blocked. Brittany Krebs will take the pass and scores through the 5-hole. 3-3, all tied up with 8:30 to go in the game. Richards to Maddie Callias. Drinkwater will make the save. Let's go to OT.
Overtime.
Thank you, awkward movie narration guy. Howard will penetrate, stiffed away with a shoulder. Should have been a penalty there, not called. Kelsey Gunn with the shot. It will be saved by Drinkwater. And then Brittany Krebs trying to break the tie in overtime. Dodds comes up with the save, and that will be a 3-3 tie moving into Saturday.
Following the draw with the Orange, tied with Mercyhurst's 5-1 victory over RIT, the Colonials went into Saturday's game looking now to keep pace with their in-state rival for the top spot in the CHA, and they would have a chance. They took on the Orange again less than 24 hours later. Unfortunately, it did not start well for Robert Morris. 30 seconds in, Jessica Sibley put a goal in, and then Syracuse went up, put 3 on Robert Morris, and that was all it would take. A Thea Mbronio power play goal at the end of the period. Third period, rather, was not enough as Robert Morris would fall 3-1. Mercyhurst now has a 2-game lead on Robert Morris for the top spot in the CHA.
And cheers to Thea Mbronio, who broke Brianna Delaney's program record for career assists with 69 on Friday. The senior from Etobicoke, Ontario, Canada, was a member of the 2011-12 team that took down Mercyhurst for their first ever CHA championship and ranked second all-time in points to Brianna Delaney with 120. Oh, by the way, Delaney has 121. Congratulations, Thea, on the award.
Now, switching gears, you'd think women's softball would start off their season in a tropical paradise like Florida or California. The women's softball team and head coach Craig Coleman started their season in the winter getaway known as Cleveland, Ohio, in the CSU Dome Tournament. The Colonials started their season off on the right foot as they would sweep the weekend series over Canisius, Bowling Green, Bucknell, and Cleveland State by a combined score of 17-5. The Colonials are on a road again, traveling to a much more enjoyable weather place of Los Angeles for the Stacey Weinsberg Memorial Tournament.
I was hoping you'd say Kokomo. The Beach Boys song? Come on.
Close. Be sure to follow Colonials football, basketball, and men's hockey on Colonials Corner, run by RMU and CSC alum Andrew Chiapese. It is your one-stop shop for all the RMU sports happening. Visit rmucolonials.com. Earlier this week, the Northeast Conference released its preseason poll for the upcoming men's lacrosse season. The Colonials were tied for second place with Hobart in the poll, with the Statesmen getting a first-place vote. The Colonials kick off their season this Saturday against Bellarmine for the third straight season.
And what would be a show without some equality? Speaking of, the women's lax preseason poll also came out for the Northeast Conference. We can't go from,
No, that doesn't work.
We have to share. The Colonials coming at fourth place behind Bryant, Mount St. Mary's, and Sacred Heart. They will bring back sophomore sensation Brittany Byerly, who led the team with 32 goals. Jessica Karwacki, who led the NCAA with 9.56 draw controls per game, while setting an NCAA record with 152 draw controls in a season.
That sounds impressive.
Coming up next, primetime plays, and we have a little surprise. Coming up next, has something to do with Army Central Media. We're not going to give it away.
Coming up next, surprise!
Nicaragua is a completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, "You have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet." You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that is one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Spoiler alert, primetime play number one was Janae Brown's buzzer beater at the end of first
I had a
overtime.
Chinese fire drill reference.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Hurry up.
Katie Fergus scored a goal as a Chinese fire drill. You'll see it later.
You might. Let's start off with a little surprise for someone special. Alec Balenciaga, it's his birthday. He's 19 years old.
Happy birthday, buddy!
He's looking at us terribly. We want to say thank you to everybody who makes this possible. Also, give credit to Army Live, Campus Stories, trending now, the Army Central Media Team, Army Radio, everybody.
Everybody.
Coming up next week, men's basketball. We're going to be there for the women's and the men's on Saturday. A doubleheader. Men's hockey takes care of their second game against Niagara. Women's hockey, can they get back into first place?
I hope so. We'll find out next week, right here on Colonial Sports Center.
Take care. Please come back. We're going to make it well worth it. I'm going to hit them in the face.